go here. I'm going to read this headline from Twitter. It's going to make you cringe, but I'm going to read it because I think this may be a place where we start. We can only keep pace in ICU because patients are passing away. That is from AHS
Ugh.
President Dr. Verna Yu on how they are maintaining ICU capacity. Um,
Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, so
yeah.
sad.
I mean,
Yeah.
reality for them, but disgusting
Yeah.
that they let it go this far.
Yeah, and I saw a comment on Twitter a few days ago. They said they're, it's war. It's like they're in a war right now, and that's what happens when you're in triage in a war is you can only keep up by the people that are passing away on the other side. It's awful, and it's all down to mismanagement in the government of the province. So yeah, no, it's just terrible. I don't understand how not only to have gotten it this far, but that they still, and there doesn't seem to be any pushback in the UCP party at all to change. They're still anti passport. They're still all of it, and it doesn't seem to register that there's people suffering and dying in just obscene and horrible numbers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't understand how it's gotten this bad, and I don't see how Jason Kenney can hold on to his premiership except because he has such a huge grip on that party, and the party is so down the road of the anti, well, we'll call it the freedom movement. Um,
But I
that
was
it,
hearing,
yeah,
yeah, I was hearing today something like Horgan still has like a 66% approval rating, and Kenny now is down like it's 26%. So he
yeah,
doesn't, I don't think he has the hold that they think he does. I think there's a lot of conservatives in Alberta that are very concerned about the direction of the UCP and Jason Kenney being there. So it'd be
yeah,
interesting to see what plays out. But again, it's hard for them to push towards an election or a leadership race in the middle of a pandemic.
yeah.
But with Shandro, was it Shandro that just walked away?
No, well, he didn't walk away.
No, yeah,
They traded his position for another health minister who's now in Jason Copping. So Chandra is doing what Copping's old job was, and Copping is now in the health
Right.
minister position. So that
Oh,
was the
okay.
big
That's definitely
cabinet
helpful.
shuffle. Yeah.
Or
yeah. So
Shandro could have just stepped up and
effectively,
done things really properly. Like, why do that movement if you're it's the bureaucrats within, it's not the figurehead
yeah,
involved.
yeah,
Well, let me just read the numbers here in Alberta this week. 1,616 new cases today. 18,000 tests, 9.4 positivity rate, 1,058 in hospital, 226 in ICU. All all were unvaccinated. 17 new deaths in 24 hours and 66 deaths within the last 72 hours.
yeah,
So I mean, yeah, this looks like a very clueless and almost unfeeling, incompassionate sort of leadership from Alberta. Like, I mean, I guess the first another thing, I guess I'm going to have to do some comparison here. So give me just a moment here. At least Horgan, for whatever Horgan has stepped away and said, okay, this is Dr. Henry and Adrian Dix's. This is what they are handling. Jason Kenney needs to put his hands everywhere. I mean, this is like if you want to know the definition of micromanagement, this sure the hell seems like Jason Kenney is a micromanager, and he needs to be in
yeah,
the middle of absolutely everything. And it is, I see that as a huge problem
yeah,
Oh
to
yeah.
me.
He doesn't care one bit about what the right thing is to do with when it comes to the health and well-being of his province. He only genuinely cares about how do I get reelected and how do I keep control. And I think that's the big difference between what Alberta is presenting and what BC's presenting. And we went to a snap election to get a majority. And, but it, to be honest, our Green Coalition, whatever you want to call it, was starting to crumble, and we needed an out. Andrew Weaver leaving that forced that issue. But over there in good old Alberta, it's a very different picture there, and he's really just he's going to kill more people through this process than he could ever imagine, and that's something he's going to have to live with. And I don't know how anyone in their right mind can do that. He needs to back off and let the professionals take over.
Yeah, and so to that point, what I was wondering as I was hearing that the federal government, they had asked the federal government for support, and they're sending Canadian Armed Forces personnel there and all that. I mean, it is a catastrophe what's happening in Alberta. There's no other way to describe it. And if the Alberta government doesn't get a handle on it, or can't get a handle on it, or Jason Kenney just refuses to micromanage his way out of it because of whatever ideological hang-up he's got, is there an opening here for the federal government to say, you know what, hold on, we need to come in and stabilize the situation?